Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. I want to talk about the debate that Stephen A. Smith had with Teddy Atlas, where Teddy Atlas was basically disgusted by what transpired at tonight's fight. And I wasn't disgusted. I'm more like mad because I hate being right. I had picked Canelo to win, but then keep in mind I did tell you guys, you got to expect the unexpected. And it happened. I knew when the fight was over. And people can verify it. You know what I'm saying? My brother's Quest, they can verify it. I was on the text line. I had Triple G winning that fight 7-5. But don't be surprised if they call it a draw. And lo and behold, they went that direction. Because I knew they had to save Canelo. Now, I'm hearing Stephen A. Smith saying, oh, it doesn't take away the fact that it was a good fight and people, you know, and people got their money's worth. Well, let me ask y'all something. What's your definition of getting your money's worth when you pay $60, $70, $80 for a fight? Is it, you know, you paying for the fight, you root for your guy to win, and he wins fair and square, or the guy that you thought should have won get robbed, and you know you out of $80, and people need to take that into account. You know, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I think boxing, one way have they been able to fuck up the sport is with the draw. You know, either they don't want this dude to lose at a certain time, or they want to try to set up a rematch. They didn't want Julio Cesar Chavez to lose to Pernell Whitaker, so they called it a draw. And some other fights. I really think boxing should do away with the draw. And I'll talk about that in the next video. Real talk. But as I said before, they don't have no real sanctioning bodies. They don't really have no commission that you can go to that oversees everything. That just sees all the boxing. And that's a problem, and it's always going to be a problem. And I'm hearing Stephen A. Smith talk about all these fights, talking about Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez, and you know, what's that other fight he brought up? Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor. You know, yeah, people talk about the fight. Yeah, they do talk about the fight. Not what a good fight it was. They talked about how the fight ended. Pernell Whitaker clearly beat Julio Cesar Chavez. Clearly beat him. Clearly beat him. No doubt about it. But they called it a draw. Meldrick Taylor was 2 seconds away from defeating Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, I know Richard still said, oh, he didn't respond. But the fight only had 2 more seconds to go. What the fuck could Julio Cesar Chavez had done in 2 seconds? Even though some people say, well, he was looking at Lou Duba and all that kind of shit. But to be honest with you, the way that fight ended, it just fucked up Meldrick Taylor. He never recovered from that. Now, as far as Margarito versus Miguel Cotto 1, yeah, it was a very good fight. But guess what they're going to be talking about 20 years from now? What Margarito did. How he cheated. And how Margarito attempted to cheat versus Sugar Shane Mosley. Even though he got the shit beat out of him by Sugar Shane Mosley. Yeah, we talk about those fights. We talk about how it ended. Yeah, people talk about the Pernell Whitaker Oscar De La Hoya fight. But guess what? They talk about how it ended. Because most people thought Pernell Whitaker won that fight. Okay? If you want to bring up, I know somebody want to bring up Floyd Mayweather Castillo. Hey, well, if you thought Castillo won the first fight, okay, that's fine. But guess what? The controversial fights that I brought up wasn't no rematch. Okay? You know, except for Julio Cesar Chavez and Pernell Whitaker. You know, and Pernell Whitaker wasn't the same. Oscar De La Hoya never fought Pernell Whitaker again. Julio Cesar Chavez never fought Pernell Whitaker again. Oscar De La Hoya never fought Felix Strom again, a fight that a lot of people thought he lost. So I don't want to hear this shit about, you know, Floyd and shit, because I know people will try to use that as a cop-out. But I already had that ready for you motherfuckers, because I know how you predictable motherfuckers get down. But we ain't talking about 50-0. We talking about the pattern of Golden Boy and people affiliated with Golden Boy, how a lot of times they just seem to find themselves on the right side of a gift decision. This is the history with Oscar, and now it's getting passed down to Canelo. And I just think people are sick of this shit. I think it's then ran its course. So I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith talking about that, you know, people saw a great fight and the outcome doesn't take away from it. Yes, it does. If the right guy doesn't win, it takes away from the fight. Because guess what? You didn't have the right guy win. Oh, yes, it does. It does have an impact on how people see the fight. Same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, too. Very controversial fight. Some people thought Sugar Ray Leonard won. Some people thought that Thomas Hearns won. But Sugar Ray Leonard, being how he was, instead of him clearing up the airway and, you know, making it right, and fighting Thomas Hearns a third time, didn't want to do it. But he fought Roberto Duran 3 times. See what I mean? So, yeah. I just wanted to counter what Stephen A. Smith said. Stephen A. Smith is full of it. Real talk. I'm out.